Hi, I'm Kelly. Thanks for checking out my channel. This is where I talk all things faith and fitness. In today's video, I want to talk real quick about setting Christ-centered goals for 2022. 2022, I think we're ready for a reset, a fresh start. I say a new you in 22. This is the year to live in such a way that you're bound to fail unless you've got God's help. This is the year to set goals so big for yourself you wouldn't think you could achieve them. And you couldn't achieve them unless you had God's help. Ask yourself, start by asking yourself, what could I dream for my relationships? What could I dream for my emotional well-being? What could I dream for my physical health? For the way I feel about myself physically? What could I dream in work? What could I dream on my impact that I have on others, my impact on the world? What could you possibly dream? And then ask yourself, are you limiting? Are you limiting your goals? Are you limiting your dreams? Because small goals and small dreams have a small God, and you have a big God. So we're setting big goals. We're setting big goals, and we're setting big dreams. Dreams and goals that are the size of our God. Setting goals is a statement of faith. So basically, I'm saying this is what I think God wants me to accomplish in my life. This is what I think God feels that I can accomplish in my life, and that with His help, I can accomplish these things in my life. So we have to ask, am I going to go through life by default? Or am I going to go through life by design? Am I going to live up to the design that God has created for me, the person He has created me to be? Or am I going to live on autopilot? Am I going to just live reactively to each moment, to each stressor, to each day? Or am I going to live with vision? Because God wants us to be people who live with vision. Setting goals is a statement of faith. And setting goals is really a spiritual responsibility, because by setting goals, you're committing to growing into the person that you really believe God has called you to be. You're not living life by default. You're not just existing. You're not just getting by. You're living with purpose. So setting goals really is a spiritual responsibility. I'm going to challenge you this year to set some very clear, specific, and big goals. Ephesians 3:20 tells us that He can do immeasurably more than you could ask or imagine. So we need to set big goals. Big goals stretch our faith. Big goals are saying that I have a big God who can help me reach these goals. And without big goals, you don't need to take risks. And if you're not taking risks, you don't need to rely on faith. You don't need to rely on God. You don't need to rely on God's power. So you really need to ask yourself, am I setting goals that are going to ask me to take risks? Am I setting goals that might really push me out of my comfort zone, but really force me to rely on God's strength and God's power? Am I setting goals that are big enough? These are the kind of goals you should be setting for yourself in 2022. Start imagining what God can do in your life. And remember that He can do immeasurably more than you could ask or imagine. So dream big. Set big goals. We're going to start by setting some goals, very specific goals that maybe have to do with your relationships, with your walk with God, with your physical health, with the impact you make in the world around you. I want you to start out by setting 3 concrete, specific goals. And then I want you to think about the goals that you're setting. Oftentimes what we do is when we set goals based on negative behaviors that we want to change. I'm always running late. I overeat. I struggle to get in morning workouts because I'm too tired. I'm too lazy. And so we think of the things that we don't like about ourselves and that we want to change about ourselves. And so we set goals based on regret. This can be a powerful way to set goals. I mean, setting goals based on things that you don't like can be a powerful way to set goals, but it's not setting goals based on vision. So rather than thinking and focusing on the things that you want to change about yourself, set a vision for the person you want to become. Set a vision for the person that you think God wants you to become. Who is that person? What kind of characteristics does this person have? What is that person like? Maybe start brainstorming, what are these characteristics? Hardworking, energetic, strong, reliable, faithful. Who is it that you are trying to become? And now set your goals according to the vision of the person you want to be, not the characteristics about yourself that you don't like. So set a forward-facing goal. Who is it you're trying to become? Who is it you could become this year? In 2022, who could new you be? Start really asking yourself the changes that God can make in your life. Start setting a vision for yourself of the person that you can become, and then commit to growing into this person. In videos ahead, we'll talk about ways that you can make some of these changes a reality. We'll be getting into some nutrition tips. We'll be getting into some ways that you can start improving your health, your well-being, reaching some of the physical goals you might have for yourself, as well as the spiritual goals, and really just bringing your walk to God to life and really solidifying the time that you carve out on a regular basis to seek God, to know God, because that's where real change is going to occur. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love a comment on what your goals for 2022 might be. Or tell me some of the videos you'd like to see ahead, because we have a lot of content that we will be covering. So be sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, Happy New Year.